Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Return Policy. Today I'm doing a mini review on the Brook game controller super converters, which was previously for the Wii U and now supports the Nintendo Switch. So in trying to close the loop on trying out all these different controllers, these arcade sticks, and different type of third-party support for the Nintendo Switch, I wanted to give it a shot and try out this game controller converter for the Nintendo Switch that allows you to use anything from a PlayStation 4 controller to another fighting arcade stick, which I have a previous one from the old PlayStation 3 Street Fighter 4 days that has been collecting dust over the years. The way this thing works is very simple. It looks just like essentially a USB stick that you put into one of the USB ports of the Nintendo Switch. Unfortunately, I think this only works when the console is docked with a free USB port, and so it will not work on handheld mode, which is a pretty big detractor. But you plug this one into your Nintendo Switch, you plug the controller, whether the arcade stick or in this case, say a Dualshock controller, into this guy here, which is the other side of the game converter, and essentially there's 4 buttons that you have to press. There's all the instructions, but there's 4 buttons that you press on the controller or the arcade stick that allows it to pair with the Nintendo Switch. You only have to do it once, and once it does pair with the Nintendo Switch, you're good to go. So I decided to give this a shot and try it with multiple games, and to no surprise, they work really well. And since I was a fan of the PlayStation 4 controller, it worked really well with the multitude of games I was trying. Once I got everything up and running, the converter worked just fine. It worked with action games, arcade games, fighting games, of course, and anything I threw at it. So trying this out with action games with the arcade stick, I was able to have no issues, very little lag or zero lag, and just playing simple games but are a lot of fun, such as Sonic the Hedgehog, or even more complex games when I was attempting to try and play the Monster Hunter Double Cross demo with the PlayStation 4 controller. It worked just fine. I had no complaints, and I am still just as terrible at that game as I fondly remember. So I picked this one up online through Amazon, and it was primarily an impulse purchase. I wanted to give it a shot, and since I had an old arcade fighting stick from PlayStation 3, I kind of got excited knowing that I could play this, use this again with the Nintendo Switch. Well, I was happy. It worked just fine, and I want to say that exactly as it advertised, it works. So a few of the negatives that I found with this one, and just in particular, is I totally overpaid for this one. This one goes for $50 US at the time of purchase, and I know you can probably get much less expensive as well as better supported converters. This for me was really kind of a proof of concept to know that I can get these to work, and while it worked fine, I think there are better alternatives to the one that I got here. Another negative that I tried to find, or at least tried to figure out a workaround, is that if you're using the PlayStation 4 controller and they are natively wireless, according to the instructions, you can only play it while it's still connected, wired to the adapter. And so even though you get it paired, it will not synchronize or pair with the Nintendo Switch through Bluetooth. You still have to use this and have the cord connected to your PlayStation 4 controller. Not that good. Alright, all in all, what do I think of the Brook game controller super converter? I think as its purpose, it works really good. If you can find a cheaper, better supported alternative that may even work with an Xbox controller as well as the Sony controllers, by all means, it's much better than that I tried out with this. But this one worked. It worked great with the Switch. It works exactly as it is. I want to say it is a very functional accessory, but is it worth buying? No. This one here, at the price that I paid for it, and looking at all the alternatives, I think this one is a return it. If you can find ones better, and there are existing out there, I definitely recommend it, especially if you have a whole range of PlayStation 3 controllers, PlayStation 4 controllers, or even past arcade sticks. They can find a another life or a second life on your Nintendo Switch. But for this one, yes, this one is a return it. Cool, everyone, that's it for me this time. I just wanted to do a quick review on this converter and wanted to show that it worked and it was great, and I paid too much for it, so you guys can go out and find something better than the one that I paid for. I just want to say thanks again for taking the time to watch this video. Go ahead and hit that like button if you thought it was informative, or go ahead and hit that dislike button if you already knew everything I said and forget about it. All in all, thanks again for watching. If you want to stick around for the semi-long run, I still plan to make a heck of a lot more of these kind of mini review videos, so by all means hit that subscribe button. Alright everybody, thanks again, and I'll see you next time.